Well. Everybody is all of a sudden talking about ESPN's ranking of one Dak Prescott. And in the grand scheme of things, they're all saying what many of us have already known. Dak Prescott has not only been a top 10 quarterback, but I contend that Dak Prescott is actually a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. And so, our lead-off story for today is going to be, did ESPN get it right? Not only in the quarterback rankings, but did ESPN get it right in the ranking of one Dak Prescott? And how should we really be feeling about this? Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. What is going on, Dallas Cowboys fans? It is Monday. Fun day, and a great day to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, who are having an absolutely quiet and boring offseason. But nevertheless, we still got a lot to talk about. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And did I mention we are live? And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, what in the world are you waiting on? We have a lot of great content coming up this season. Now let's talk facts. We got a great show planned for the day. I know the Cowboys, they don't have a lot of drama going on, but nevertheless, there are still some things to talk about with the Dallas Cowboys as we count down to the Dallas Cowboys being in Oxnard, California. And here is today's news. The Dak Prescott rank. The Dak Prescott rank got people feeling real good. Well, I'm sorry to be a party pooper, but I didn't need ESPN to feel good about Dak Prescott. I already know what Dak Prescott is, and I still say they're underestimating what Dak Prescott truly is, and I still believe a lot of Cowboys Nation absolutely don't understand what Dak Prescott is, but we're going to talk about it today. Then, the only ranking, the quarterback ranking is not the only rankings. They did their interior offensive line rankings, and I believe their interior offensive line rankings are also very interesting as it applies to the Dallas Cowboys. Then, it's funny to me. Y'all are going to call me a prophet before it's over. Because now Braian Baldinger, after weeks and weeks of me saying a certain thing about the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm not sure if people were paying attention, Braian Baldinger now comes back this weekend and says the exact same thing that I've been saying about the Dallas Cowboys for about 3 months. Then, we're going to take a quick look at what I believe is the most improved room as far as the Dallas Cowboys go. Then, I got some video from X about the SAC Summit that is going on, and I am telling you, this is leading into a bigger story I'm going to talk about these Dallas Cowboys being absolutely locked in. Then, also at the SAC Summit, man, Maxx Crosby is over there showing out. Maxx Crosby is looking real good with no knee brace over there at the SAC Summit. But I contend, no matter how good Maxx Crosby looks, I would still rather have Brooks over Crosby. And we're going to have that discussion. And there's someone else out there, and they are thinking the same way that I'm thinking. I don't care how good Brooks is playing. I would still rather have Brooks over. How good Crosby is playing. I'd still rather have Brooks over Crosby. Then, I forgot to show it to y'all last week. Demarvion Overshown is out there putting in work also. Overshown is putting in work. And then finally, we're going to cover an article about the breakout candidate for each and every NFL team. And I'm going to see if y'all are going to be able to guess who do they believe is the breakout candidate for the Dallas Cowboys. And if we have time, I at least want to get in 1 or 2 questions from the Twin Take interview. They still, let me tell you something. Ed Water, Mike Fisher, they're all arguing about whether or not, they're trying to turn this, and I'm not sure if it's Mike Fisher or whoever, but they're trying to turn it into a big deal and say that Brian Schottenheimer is a liar because Brian Schottenheimer said, or his wife said, that the plan was for him to always be with the Dallas Cowboys. And I don't think some people are liking that. But nevertheless, man, the show is absolutely packed on this Monday. Roll call. Let's go. Let's get it. All right. Let's go. Dominique Pittman is in the building. What's going on, Dominique? Hope you had a great weekend. Good to see you. Carl Williams is in the building. What up, Carl Williams? The real estate vet. Hey, man, let me tell you something. Man, we got some rain over here in the Metroplex. And I think it cooled it off a little bit. How hot is it over there? What up, 72 Chevelle? Rennie Zinguini is in the building. What's going on? He said the best Cowboys content on YouTube. You said it. What is going on, Dove City Gaming? Dak Prescott is in the building. Mark Davis. What up, Mark Davis? What up, Jabril Quinn? Good to see you, Demetrius Noel. Dak Prescott said, welcome to Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Come in, hit the like button, let your opinion be heard, and also please keep the chat clean. Ronnie Dub is in the building. What up, Ronnie Dub? Bass. Bass is back. What up, Bass? Hallelujah. Salute. What up, Keith George? Mark Vasquez in the building. Phyllis. What up, Phyllis? Anthony Herbert. What's going on, fam? Edward Frazier in the building. There will be blood. What up? There will be blood. D Moore. What up? What's going on? Thomas Goldring Jr. King Gresh. What's up, King Gresh? Let me see. Hold on, Quinn. He said, G did that podcast that Fish did about Twins Take interview with Shotty. Okay, wait. Give me some clarity on that. But yeah, man, they are losing their mind over that, over what Brian Schottenheimer said during that podcast. JCT Slice, he said he may be a tad underrated. Honestly, dude has been top notch for so many years. He's terrific. That's why I always say we still have 4. Yeah, I don't think they rated him right, but I understand it. Gregory Hicks, what is going on? What up, Daniel? Yeah, no better time than now, Daniel. Poopy D in the building, Lord Nova. What's going on? I agree with you, Azteca. What up? Good to see you. Mary Cole, what up? Blakey, what up, Blakey? Good to see you. Ty Howard, what up? My man Frank Lawrence in the building. What up, Frank Lawrence? Keith Washington. Miss Matrix, you called me out the other night, Miss Matrix. I tried to stay up for Cowboys After Dark, Miss Matrix. I couldn't do it. I was determined to prove you wrong. And next thing I know, I woke up, it was the next morning. Oh man, I couldn't do it. Yes, sir, Mark Davis. I appreciate your brother. Yes, sir. We about to get this thing rolling. My friend, you are. What up? Bernard Fields, James Banks. We about to get this thing rolling. Man, let me tell you something. Give yourselves a hand. Best chat on YouTube. Now let's get to this first topic. this first topic of the Dak rank. And, again, I'm cool with how they ranking Dak Prescott. I mean, I'm cool. I'm cool. The fact they put Dak Prescott on the ranking, but I'm just sorry. I just don't think the ranking is right. That's just me. That's just me. I just don't think the ranking was right. But I understand. I'm cool. I'm cool with the ranking. But we're gonna go a little bit more in depth on that ranking today. So we're gonna open this show up with the Dak rank.
Yes! Here we go!
Miss Matrix, I tried hard too. I'm gonna prove Miss Matrix wrong. I tried hard. I couldn't do it. Poopy D, I'm getting old. He said G was sleep after the live. Man, boy, I tried hard too, boy. I tried hard. I'm about to get my sleep right though. Cause the season start back. Cowboys After Dark is going to be back, man. I don't care if I have to take some no-dos. Dub City, yes sir. Appreciate you, Dub City. Yeah. Country Field City should be ranked higher than 6 also. All right, let's go over here to the Dak rank, man. A lot of people are excited about the Dak Prescott ranking, but I want y'all to understand something. The reality is they didn't give Dak Prescott anything. Dak Prescott earned it. Dak Prescott earned it. He earned it. And he actually should be ranked higher. And I'm going to tell y'all where I believe Dak Prescott is right now. I'm going to tell you where I believe Dak Prescott is. I don't believe Dak Prescott cares about rankings anymore. I don't think Dak Prescott cares about rankings. I don't think Dak Prescott cares about rankings. Dak Prescott has been cheated out of an MVP of the league. Dak Prescott has been top 5 for continuous years in the league. He leads in various categories in the league. That isn't what Dak Prescott is interested in. Dak Prescott is interested in a Super Bowl. I think that's the only thing that matters to Dak Prescott now. The only thing that matters to Dak Prescott is that Jerry Jones puts the team that he needs together and for him to lead that team to a Super Bowl. That's the only thing that matters to Dak Prescott now. And that's why for me with these ESPN rankings, I'm cool with everybody else being happy with it. I'm not even hating on it. But for me, I didn't need the rankings. I actually didn't need the rankings. We already know who Dak Prescott is. And what we know is that Dak Prescott is more than good enough to win a Super Bowl. What we need is for Jerry to put that Super Bowl team together around Dak Prescott. And that's what Dak Prescott, and I think that's what Jerry Jones is doing. And notice what I said, doing. We still got to continue to let this cake cook. We got to see what it looks like in Oxnard, California, to see if we need to add some pieces here and there, whatever the case may be. And Rome wasn't built in a day. It took Jimmy Johnson 4 years to get to the Super Bowl. So the issue becomes, what is our window for one Brian Schottenheimer? And Freddie Morales has already pointed out that in the grand scheme of things, and all things are actually not equal, but in the grand scheme of things, Jimmy Johnson won 1 game in his first season. But let's understand Brian Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer came into a team that's more established than the team that Jimmy Johnson took over. So, to make it apples to apples. So I'm sure that the Joneses probably see Brian Schottenheimer being on a more accelerated plan than Jimmy. They're probably wanting results quicker than they expected from Jimmy. Jimmy didn't make the playoffs till his 3rd season, but we understand the Herschel Walker trade had to take place and other things had to take place. Well, we already picked up George Pickens, got Quinnen Williams, got Kenny Clark, had a great draft. So I'm sure now with the pickup of one Christian Parker, the Cowboys are expecting nothing less than playoff wins this coming season. And so I say all of that to say, I do believe that Jerry is still in the process of putting that team together. Because until I see because I'm loving everything I'm seeing off the field. That's the part that I'm loving, and I think that's the part that's going to translate. But at the end of the day, the litmus test is we got to get it on the field, see what it looks like in Oxnard, California, a couple of weeks, see what we look like against the Rams in that scrimmage August the 11th. And then I think the Cowboys will probably say, okay, they'll probably say, okay, we need to tweak it a little bit. But nevertheless, the issue is they got to put that team together around Dak Prescott, because every time we look at these Super Bowl quarterbacks, we're noticing they're putting the right teams around them. And I'm going to show you something that some of these people are actually recognizing, that Dak Prescott hasn't had the team. And that's why one of the quarterbacks that everybody is shocked, that everybody's shocked that there's one quarterback that's not on here. But I'm actually not shocked, and we're going to talk about him too as we look at these rankings. So, of course, let's kind of read this again. It says the 2026 NFL training camps are on the horizon, and with that in mind, ESPN surveyed league executives, coaches, and scouts to help us rank the top 10 players at 11 different positions. This is the 7th edition of these annual rankings. It says, here's how it works. Voters gave their own top 10 players at a position. Then we compiled the results and ranked candidates based on the number of top 10 votes, composite average, and dozens of interviews with research and film study, help from ESPN NFL analyst Mike Bowen, as well as ESPN research. More than 70 voters submitted a ballot on at least one position, and in many cases, all positions. Additional voting and follow-up calls with those surveyed contributed to placements. This was not a 5-year projection or career achievement award, but meant to answer a simple question. Who are the best players right now? Okay. Right now. This is what they're talking about. Dak coming off the season he had last year, now going into this season. Right now. Let's go into the quarterbacks. It says in the 2000s, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning drove a relentless debate around who deserved the title of the NFL's best quarterback. We kind of put that to rest. Today, it's Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. Two AFC rivals squarely in their primes at age 30, according to votes from league scouts, executives, and coaches. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all on this particular thing here. I don't think that it's actually Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. Call me crazy. I don't think it's Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. When you think about Josh Allen and some of the teams that Josh Allen has actually had, some of the coaching that Josh Allen has actually had, I mean, we know he got Sean McDermott fired. Sean McDermott should have never been fired. But because Josh Allen can't get over the hump, and he's had some teams, he just can't get over the hump. Why? Because Josh Allen continues to be a turnover machine. He is a turnover machine in the regular season. He's a turnover machine in the playoffs. Josh Allen has been the reason, and I mean the absolute reason, multiple playoff games where he's been the reason why they haven't won in the playoffs. I actually don't think this is between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. I really don't. Because you got one quarterback that's got 3 Super Bowls. And tell me how many Super Bowls the other one has? How many Super Bowls does he have? How many Super Bowls? I don't buy the Josh Allen being the number 2 quarterback in the league. They go on to say here, while last year's top 10 voting represented the big 4 of sorts, Mahomes, Allen, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry. I think Lamar Jackson is the most talented quarterback of all of them, talent-wise. But the best quarterback of all of them is Patrick Mahomes. If you ask me who was the second best quarterback amongst those people, no, Dak Prescott should be in that conversation. Dak Prescott should be in the top 4. I'm telling y'all right now, I would take Dak Prescott, as I sit here today, over Lamar Jackson. right now. I would take Dak Prescott over Lamar Jackson right now. I would take Dak Prescott over Joe Burrow right now. I would even take Dak Prescott over the golden boy, Josh Allen, right now. Absolutely. Absolutely. I would take Dak Prescott right now over all of those quarterbacks. All of them. I would take Dak Prescott over all of them. The only one I can't take Dak Prescott over is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has had better teams than Dak Prescott. Patrick Mahomes has had better coaching than Dak Prescott, better defenses than Dak Prescott. But Patrick Mahomes is an absolute monster. But he's got things that Dak Prescott has yet to have. I would take Dak Prescott over all of them. Because I'm telling you right now, what would it look like if Dak Prescott played with Andy Reid? What would it look like? I guarantee you Dak Prescott would already have a Super Bowl with Andy Reid. I guarantee us. Dak Prescott would already have a Super Bowl with Andy Reid. I've already made this part of the argument, but when you go back and you look at the coaching, let's just look at the coaches, the coaches of the quarterbacks just we're looking at right here. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. Tell me the head coach, Dak Prescott, that has had, and the offense coordinator, this is as good as Andy Reid. He hasn't had one coach of that caliber. You think about Lamar Jackson. He's had Harbaugh. I would still say Harbaugh is better than the coaches better than the coaches Dak Prescott has had. I'd take Harbaugh over Mike McCarthy. I would take Dak Prescott over Jason Garrett. You think about Josh Allen. Yes, Sean McDermott. I would take Sean McDermott over the coaches that Dak Prescott has had. Matthew Stafford. Do we need to say anything more? Sean McVay. When you look at the coaches and the teams those quarterbacks have had, they've all had way more than Dak Prescott. Do y'all realize that Lamar Jackson had Derrick Henry in his backfield? Explain to me again how you don't dominate with Derrick Henry in your backfield. Lamar Jackson has absolutely had some top, if I'm not mistaken, Lamar Jackson has actually had some top 10 defenses. Top 10. Josh Allen has had some absolutely great teams around him. Absolutely great teams. Meanwhile, back to reality over here in Dallas, we're always saying we need Dak Prescott to play outside of himself. We need Dak Prescott to raise the entire team and put it on his back. We need Dak Prescott to be Superman. Well, go back and look at these Super Bowl teams. They're not asking their quarterbacks to be Superman. They're not asking their quarterbacks to be Superman. They're just asking them to do what they do. I mean, we literally watched the Super Bowl winning quarterback last year. The only thing they wanted him to do is not turn the ball over. Could you imagine if that was your standard? Could you imagine if that was the standard of the Dak Prescott? Hey, Dak, we got a great team around you. Just don't turn the ball over. Sounds good to me. If you got a team that good, okay. Dak Prescott, when you look at these other quarterbacks, and especially these Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, they've had way better teams, way better defenses, and way better coaching. And this is where I do not agree already. Josh Allen. Josh Allen has to be one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the league. Absolutely overrated. Absolutely overrated. Is he like a humongous quarterback? Yes. Rocket for an arm? Yes. Problem with Josh Allen, way too cocky. Josh Allen thinks he can make every single throw. Every single throw. And when all fails, I'm the biggest guy on the field. I'll just run folk over. This is Josh Allen. And one of the things that Sean McDermott tried to do last year still failed. Sean McDermott tried to take the ball out of the hands of Josh Allen. And it worked for a while. Got to the playoffs, found themselves in a pinch, and reverted back to exactly what they were. And that's when the game is all she wrote. But Josh Allen has had some great teams around him, great coaching. It's just, I don't know with Josh Allen. I don't know. I just don't know if anything's ever going to be enough for Josh Allen unless you absolutely put him with a super team. All right, we had a technical difficulty. All right, let's get this thing back rolling. Technical difficulty, definitely not my fault over here. Man, they got some. Man, they working on a large data issue over here. All right, we're gonna get this thing back rolling. Y'all hold on just a second. All right, we had some kind of, I don't know what's going on, some kind of data issue over here. Let me give everybody just a moment to kind of catch back up. All right. So we're talking about Josh Allen. Josh Allen. All right. So looking at Josh Allen again, Josh Allen is overrated on this list, I believe. Josh Allen, and I can't explain it. Somebody's got to tell me. Why do they want Josh Allen to be the golden boy of the league? And I don't see how do you have Josh Allen at the number one spot as far as the number one rankings of quarterbacks. I just don't understand it. But again, they have him at number one. Let's go and see who they have at number two. I definitely do not agree with that. Patrick Mahomes should be the number one quarterback on here. There's no doubt about it. Patrick Mahomes should be the number one quarterback on this list. He's led this list for 3 consecutive seasons. No quarterback has garnered more respect in the post-Brady era. 267 touchdown passes, tied for second all-time for a quarterback's first 9 seasons, trailing Peyton Manning by 275, and he's third in passing yards for any 9-year start. I mean, I don't think there's any argument that he should be number one. I don't get the Josh Allen thing. I don't get it. Yeah, Big Miles Dog, I've been saying it for a while. I mean, he is a turnover machine. Always has been. Always has been a turnover machine. Patrick Mahomes, we're gonna see if he's gonna bounce back. If he's gonna bounce back, they had a down year last year, and I still say they got a wide receiver issue. I don't think they've addressed their wide receiver issue. They actually should have went after one of these big name wide receivers in the offseason, I believe. Says they got Xavier Worthy here, Rashee Rice, and Hollywood Brown. I still think they should have went big time on the wide receivers. I wouldn't be opposed to him bringing back Tyreek Hill. All right. Number 3 on the list is Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford. And I'll tell you this, Matthew Stafford has been really good since getting with Sean McVay. He would be the only quarterback of the quarterbacks we mentioned earlier. Matthew Stafford would be the only quarterback that I would even have in a conversation with Dak Prescott other than Patrick Mahomes. Matthew Stafford has been pretty good in his old age. I mean, he's 38 years old, and he's still rocking and rolling. You know, he's got a great coach in Sean McVay, so he's going to continue to put talent around him. He's got a really good wide receiver duo. I don't think the wide receiver duo is better than ours. But man, Puka Nacua is one of them. And even Devontae Adams in his older age, he's still really good too. I don't think it's better than what the Cowboys have, but I think it's better. I mean, I think it's good. It's not better than the Cowboys, but it's good. Number 4, they got Joe Burrow. There's no way I'm taking Joe Burrow right now. I'm not taking Joe Burrow over Dak Prescott. No way. They said the best pocket movement in the league, accelerated vision best in the league, said an NFL personnel evaluator, the latter point referencing Burrow's processing speed at the line of scrimmage post-snap, not big or fast, slightly above average arm, but the other stuff makes him go. Don't get me wrong, he's really good. I still wouldn't take him over Dak Prescott. There's no way. There's no way. And I believe Lamar Jackson is the most talented quarterback on this list. I'm still not taking him over Dak Prescott. I'm not taking Lamar Jackson over Dak Prescott. Wouldn't take Lamar Jackson not only over Dak Prescott, wouldn't take him over Patrick Mahomes. And I'm not sure, depending upon the team I have, I'm not sure I would even take him over Matthew Stafford. I'm not sure I would take him over Matthew Stafford. I'm just not sure of that. But again, there's no way these quarterbacks right here, the only one I would have a conversation with is Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is one of them. But Joe Burrow, no. No conversation. Josh Allen, no. Patrick Mahomes, of course, no conversation, because I just think right now Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. We'll see what he looks like coming off that knee. And then at number 6, none other than Dak Prescott. I really believe, though, that Dak Prescott should be higher than this on the list. And let me see something. I want to pull something up here, see if I can pull this off. I've been looking over here at StatHead, I think it's called. StatHead is where you can go and compare players. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that. I don't know. See if I can pull it. I can't remember even how to. But somebody showed something today, and I'm going to show it to you real quick here. They were showing this thing about Dak Prescott. I'm going to show you something that somebody else pulled up. I haven't worked with this enough to really work a lot of these comparisons in here. But I want to show you, this is Dak Prescott compared to Joe Burrow. This is Dak Prescott compared to Joe Burrow. You tell me what you think. These are the last 3 seasons. Joe Burrow versus Dak Prescott. They ranked Joe Burrow 4 and Dak Prescott 6. Here's the comparison. Dak Prescott, last 3 seasons, he's played 7 more games. Looking at the stats here. Quarterback record, 19-16, 22-19-1. Completion percentage, Joe Burrow. Passing yards, Dak Prescott. Yards per average, 7.5, Dak Prescott. Yards per game, Dak Prescott. Passing touchdowns, Dak Prescott. Joe Burrow beat him in interceptions and rate. Rushing attempts, of course, we know Dak's going to win in this. Even though Joe Burrow can run a little bit better than a lot of people understand. But Dak Prescott pretty much beats him, and especially in availability. Your best ability is availability. Dak Prescott beats him in a lot of these measurements. 2 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro. And why again? Somebody could explain to me. Why did they rank Joe Burrow above Dak Prescott? I'd like to know. I mean, they said this is right now. How would you rank Joe Burrow above Dak Prescott right now? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But how would you rank Joe Burrow over Dak Prescott right now? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But this is kind of what they're saying. And so I want to go down through the rest of this real quick, and then we'll discuss it some more. But let's read what they said about Dak Prescott. They said Prescott was a fixture in the voting, appearing on nearly 75% of the ballots with a healthy number of top 5 votes. Didn't make it though, huh? In fact, a gulf existed between him and the 7th spot on the list. This is long overdue for Dak Prescott, who has mostly been a fringe top 10 quarterback on these lists. He's a true acute progression passer, an NFL coordinator said. There are only so many of those types. He can read the whole field from pre to post snap. He's just really a good commander of the offense. Now, we've talked about this before. Dak Prescott is very cerebral. And a lot of people say this about Dak. They say if you put Dak Prescott's tape on, they say it is like it can be used in a classroom of how to play quarterback. Yeah, Dak Prescott is insane, man. Says Prescott was plagued by interceptions in 2022 and injuries 9 games in 2024. Now, if anybody remembers in 2022, Dak Prescott will never say this, but do y'all remember? Dak Prescott had the broke thumb issue or something like that, I believe, in that 2022 season. Got some pins and metal and all that stuff put in the thumb. And Dak Prescott, I believe, came back from that injury early. And I think Dak Prescott was having some issues with his grip on the ball. Dak Prescott threw 15 interceptions that year. I remember that. And they were making a huge deal out of it. It says in his other recent seasons, 2023 and 2025, his production was prolific with 9,068 passing yards and 66 touchdown throws. His 4 seasons with 4,000 yards and 30 touchdown passes are tied for the 6th most all-time behind Drew Brees, Manning, Brady, Rodgers, and Phillip Rivers. See, a lot of people don't realize that Dak Prescott already has Hall of Fame type numbers. He already has those numbers. The only thing Dak Prescott is missing is a Super Bowl. And I believe he's going to get that. The only thing he's missing is a Super Bowl. His numbers are very comparable to Drew Brees, and they're going to surpass Drew Brees. Because I believe Dak Prescott's going to play quite a while. You know, a lot of people keep saying the window is 2 to 3 more years. No, I think Dak, if he wants to, Dak will probably play somewhere between 5 to 7 years. He's got into this mode of taking care of his body and all of those different things. And we'll see if he still wants to play. But I believe Dak Prescott's going to play for quite a while. So I think his window is more open than people believe. But again, it says here, I think he can use his athleticism even more and run for first down, said an AFC offensive coach, referring to Prescott's modest 177 rushing yards last season. That would give the Cowboys a new dimension. Now, let's make sure we're clear here. The reason why Dak Prescott didn't do a lot of running last year, I believe, is coming off that torn hamstring that he tore off the bone. And I think he'll probably run a little bit more this year. I'm sure he's been working out a little bit more with a running coach, as I suggested last year before. I mean, right after he got that hamstring thing, I said, hey, get you a running coach, a track coach, because that's what Patrick Mahomes does. And then, of course, at number 7, they got If Man. I called Justin Herbert If Man. Because, I mean, they want him to be the number 1 quarterback. But, boy, you want to talk about somebody that has had great defenses, great coaching, and he's just squandered it. This dude is an absolute coach killer. Harbaugh's going to be his next victim. He's a coach killer, man, I'm telling you. I'll be surprised if Harbaugh even endures Justin Herbert. Number 8, Drake May. Think it's a little premature to have Drake May on a list like this, but I understand. Jared Goff, number 9. And then Caleb Williams, number 10. I'll be honest with you. I'm just telling you about me. Man, I would be struggling not to have Sam Darnold on this list. I would really be struggling to not have Sam Darnold on this list. People don't realize, man, Sam Darnold got it out the dirt. First round draft pick, passed around the teams, gets another, should have been the quarterback of Minnesota. I know they're kicking themselves in the butt. Took Minnesota to a 14-3 season. Comes back the following season. Goes to the Seattle Seahawks. Wins a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks. Man, I'm struggling with Sam Darnold. How do you have Sam Darnold as an honorable mention? And you got Caleb Williams on here. And Drake May. And you got Justin Herbert. Stop this madness. This is madness. Herbert wasn't better than Darnold last year. This is madness. Drake May, one good season, goes to a Super Bowl, and you put him over Sam Darnold, who won the Super Bowl. That's crazy work to me. Jared Goff, I could kind of see how Jared Goff could maybe be on here at a 10. But Caleb Williams, I just think it's too early to have Caleb Williams on there. Way too early. I need to see more from Caleb Williams. But to have Caleb Williams, Drake May, to have them on here and Justin Herbert and not have Sam Darnold, this isn't Sam Darnold's first year of being good. Sam Darnold has been doing, this is some consistency we're seeing from Sam Darnold. I just think it's crazy for him to be an honorable mention. And so for me, I'm going to kind of take this list with a grain of salt. I'll be honest with you. I didn't need this list to know how good Dak Prescott was. I think Dak Prescott should be ranked actually higher on the list because I'm not taking Joe Burrow over Dak Prescott, nor am I taking Lamar Jackson. We could probably have a discussion with Matthew Stafford. Josh Allen, I'm not taking him over Dak Prescott. There's no way Dak Prescott shouldn't be top 5. Top 3, Dak Prescott. But this is kind of where ESPN is. And we all know they want Josh Allen. I've seen some answers. They want Josh Allen to be the golden boy. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And Country Phil, it's funny, Josh Allen got the, MVP last year. Lamar Jackson's numbers were better last year, I believe, than it was in the MVP season, but they still gave it to Josh Allen. Yeah, gave it to him. Because Dak should have got it in the year that Lamar Jackson won it, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows Dak should have got that doggone MVP. Liam said Dak is a top-tier quarterback. He's been wronged by every single coach in OC and the organization. Finally has the right coach, and finally the Joneses. Yeah, they're just now. Yeah, real estate. Hey, I'm telling you, man, that dude, Justin Herbert, man, he done ran through coaches. And I mean, he done ran through some good coaches. This dude done ran through coaches, man. I would not want to coach Justin Herbert. I would not. I mean, every coach that has coached Justin Herbert, everybody was, oh yeah, Herbert's going to take him to another level. Shoot, they wound up getting fired every single time. I don't think Harbaugh going to make it. Frank Lawrence said there are at least 20 to 25 teams that can't boast a franchise quarterback. Many of those losing teams select quarterbacks top draft every year, fail to train them up. Yeah. Miss Matrix said list is not to be taken seriously or even entertained by their own descriptions of each player. They're completely out of order and missing players who should be there. Yeah, I can't. I'm with you on that, Miss Matrix. I can't. You can't. How do you even justify Herbert on the list and not Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold, man, people are not giving this dude credit. Sam Darnold has been great. Not one season. It's been 2 in a row. 2 in a row. I'm telling you, the Minnesota Vikings are kicking themselves in the butt. Oh, Miss Matrix, I'm glad you brought this up. But I'm going to tell you why Jalen Hurts is not on there. I think that they're also acknowledging something about Jalen Hurts. I think they're acknowledging that Jalen Hurts had a super team around him. I think that's what they're acknowledging. And when you look at what has been exposed about Jalen Hurts last season, they're realizing that he can't read defenses. I mean, it's like they're just now figuring this out. I know why Jalen Hurts isn't there. I would struggle, especially based on last season going into this season. I would struggle with Jalen Hurts being there too. I don't think I would put Jalen Hurts there. I don't think I'd put Jalen Hurts in the top 10. Yeah, Miss Matrix, how do you have Burrow on there? Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get the Joe Burrow. Yeah, Joe Burrow probably shouldn't be on anybody's list. Joe Burrow's been hurt for a moment. Yeah, Renan said, compare the 2025 list and you will see the inconsistencies. Daniel was ranked at what position, 4 or 5? Yeah, this is why for me, the list, when I kind of started looking at it, I really wasn't excited about the list. I really wasn't excited about it. We know where Dak Prescott should be. Let me go down a little bit further. I didn't go down further, Miss Matrix. Hold on, let me see something. Man, Real Estate Vet, I'm sorry. You know what? The last stream cut off, and I didn't read what you said. Put what you said on the super chat, and I'll read it. And whoever else sent the other super chat, put it in the chat, and I'll read it. My other stream, I don't know what's going on over here in the Metroplex. Let's look at some more honorable mentions on this list. Sam Darnold, I think he should have been there. Jaden Daniels, nah, that shouldn't have been there. Jordan Love, struggling with that. You know what? Brock Purdy. I'm not saying I would take Brock Purdy over Caleb Williams, because I wouldn't take Brock Purdy over Caleb Williams. But Brock Purdy has probably been doing this a little longer than Caleb Williams. NFC championship game and a Super Bowl. But I know Brock Purdy didn't have the best of seasons last year. I'm struggling with the list. Baker Mayfield. I might would have put Baker Mayfield on that list rather than a couple of those guys. Maybe Baker Mayfield. Trevor Lawrence, got to see more. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, I can kind of see why he's not on there. I'll tell you another. Struggling with Bo Nix, too. I mean, you think about it, though, in the grand scheme of things. Let's think about this when you start talking about quarterbacks before we move over to our next category. Okay, Quinn, let me see here. Let me see if I can go back and do what you said. Yeah, Quinn, I don't really know what is, some of it seems to probably be a mix. But if you ask me what the mix is of opinion versus fact, I would say it's probably somewhere around 70% opinion and maybe 30% fact. You can tell there is some bias in this list. There's definitely some bias. Oh, Real Estate Vet, you just you just said what I'm saying. This list is biased on past, not today's potential. I think he will be higher after this season. Yeah, I think there is some bias on this list. But let me tell you something of why quarterbacks. Let me show you something before we move on from the quarterbacks. This is why quarterbacks are such a hot commodity. Let me show you why quarterbacks are such a hot commodity in this league. Frank Lawrence said something earlier. So many teams every single year, Frank Lawrence mentioned this earlier. So many teams every single year, they're always in the draft vying for the top quarterback in the league. This league eats quarterbacks. It does. This league churns through quarterbacks. People don't realize how hard quarterbacks are to find. And when you look at the list of quarterbacks in this league, let me show you something. When you look at the list of quarterbacks in this league, I'll be honest with you. Once you get past the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks, that list gets hard. It's hard to come up with a top 10 list, let alone rank these quarterbacks once you get past 5 or 6. You think about the AFC East. You got Josh Allen. Well, Josh Allen is better than everybody in the AFC East. You got Josh Allen, Malik Willis, don't really know what he is. Drake May, got to see it more than 1 year. Geno Smith, I don't know. You know, he's had a downtime. Then he had an uptime. Then he had a bad year over there with the Raiders. But you're definitely not ranking Geno Smith in the top 10. You move to the AFC North. They got 2, probably what you would call top 10 quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. But then Deshaun Watson, come on, man. Deshaun Watson shouldn't even be on the list. He shouldn't even be on the 32. We don't even know if Deshaun Watson going to start. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to start. Watson shouldn't even be on the list. You got Aaron Rodgers. He ain't Aaron bleeping Rodgers no more. He's Aaron Rodgers with a question mark now. You go to the AFC South. Look at the question marks in the AFC South. I don't even know if you'd put any of these quarterbacks in the top 15. Stroud had 1 great season, rookie season. He's been struggling ever since. Daniel Jones, we don't know what he is. Trevor Lawrence, thought he was going to be generational talent. Well, hasn't proven it so far. Cam Ward, 2nd season. You go to the AFC West. Patrick Mahomes, he's the best quarterback in the AFC West. Mendoza, rookie. Justin Herbert, if man. Bo Nix, we'll see. NFC East, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, we know, should probably top 5. But the rest of the quarterbacks in the league, Dart, come on, he barely in the 20s. Hurts is probably a top 15 quarterback, I would say. I wouldn't give Hurts top 10. At least I don't think I will at face value. But again, they mentioned something in that article about Dak Prescott, that once you got to Dak Prescott, the gulf between Dak Prescott and number 7 was humongous. So when you start thinking about that, and then you look at what I'm showing you on these lists, man, who is top 10? I mean, you get past Dak Prescott, then it's just a bunch of jumbled up quarterbacks in there. I mean, you got to really be nitpicking. Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Jackson Dart. Jalen Hurts is better. I guess he's better than Jaden Daniels. He's better than Jaden Daniels. I know he's better than Jackson Dart. But when you're talking about pure quarterback play, that becomes the issue with Jalen Hurts. Look at the NFC North. You got Caleb Williams, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Kyler Murray. What are they really? Caleb Williams, we need to see some more. Jared Goff, we kind of know what he is. I could see Jared Goff being in the top 10, maybe at 10. Jared Goff has been to some NFC championship games, if I'm not mistaken. Jordan Love, probably in that top 15-ish, somewhere in that 13 to 15 range. But again, look at these other quarterbacks. Tagovailoa, Bryce Young. I don't even know Tyler Show. I don't even know who that is. Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is probably scratching that top 15, 11 to 15. Look at the West. Brissett, Matthew Stafford. We know he's top 5. Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold probably needs more respect put on his name because Sam Darnold has gotten it out of the dirt, man. This dude went 14-3 with Minnesota, came back with the Seattle Seahawks, won a Super Bowl. Sam Darnold, man, hey, man, people need to put some respect on that man's name. But again, when you look at this list, and we just was talking about some of us were like, man, shoot, we ain't really putting no validity in this list. And the reason why we're not putting any validity in this list is when you think about it, we could literally, we're going to go right back through that list, and we're not even going to just go name for name. All of us looking at the quarterbacks in the NFL, we could have named the top 6 quarterbacks in this league without even going through what ESPN went through. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying, y'all. We could have picked out the top 6 or 7 quarterbacks in the league without no survey from 70 different NFL execs, scouts, and coaches. Many of us could have done this. Quinn said everyone's saying the QB that went first in the draft is all of that. Wait a minute. Okay, give me a little bit more clarity on that. But again, so look at this list. This is easy. NFC West. Who's the best quarterback? If we let's just say right now. So we got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me see how many divisions we have. So we got 8 divisions. I guarantee us right now, all of us, without going through any surveys, how much do you bet all of us could pick out the top 8 quarterbacks just by going by each division? Let's look at this. Who's the best quarterback in the NFC West? Best quarterback in the NFC West. Caitlin, I already got it. Matthew Stafford. How hard was that? How hard was that? Matthew Stafford. We go to the NFC South. Watch this. I'm going to show you something else we can do. Looking at the NFC South, Sam Darnold is better than every one of those quarterbacks in the NFC South. So that would put Sam Darnold more than likely in the top 8. Because he's better than the quarterbacks. Right now, Sam Darnold, I would take him over Baker Mayfield and whoever the other 3 quarterbacks are. I would take Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has been 14-3, and then he went to the Super Bowl and won it with the Seattle Seahawks. I'd take Sam Darnold. I'm not mad at y'all. Some of y'all saying y'all take Baker Mayfield. I take Sam Darnold. Okay, let's just say we was just for the sake of argument. You take Baker Mayfield because Sam Darnold will still make the top 10. So in the NFC South, y'all said Baker Mayfield. Let's take Baker Mayfield. NFC North, who y'all got? Who the best quarterback in the NFC North? Best quarterback in the NFC North. I'll be honest with you. I would say Jared Goff is the best quarterback in the NFC North. Now, I'm not telling you that if I was starting my football team, I'm choosing Jared Goff. I'm not choosing Jared Goff. Not if I'm starting my football team. I would take Caleb Williams if I was starting my football team. And we could make the argument, just for the sake of argument, You could probably take Williams over Goff if you wanted to. I would probably take Jared Goff by just a hair. Just on experience, I'd probably take Jared Goff. Ability to read defenses, all those things, I'd probably take Jared Goff. He's probably the best quarterback in the NFC North. NFC East, it is not even a competition. It's Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, best quarterback in the NFC East. Absolutely. Best quarterback in the NFC East. Best quarterback in the AFC West. Patrick Mahomes, bar none. AFC South, best quarterback in the AFC South. I'm probably not picking neither one of these quarterbacks. I'm probably not picking neither one of these quarterbacks. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I'm struggling between Stroud, Jones, and Trevor Lawrence. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I'd probably have to go backwards and say, okay, let me go back. Because I know I'm taking Justin Herbert over, I'm taking him over Trevor Lawrence. I'm taking him over Daniel Jones. C.J. Stroud, I mean, the AFC South is tough. But if we're just talking about by division, maybe C.J. Stroud. AFC North, this is simple. This is as simple. AFC South, based on talent and ability, I would take Lamar Jackson. I think Joe Burrow, when he's healthy, he's a better overall quarterback than Lamar Jackson. But Joe Burrow is made of glass. This man is broken all the time. I mean, Joe Burrow is broken all the time. I'd take Lamar Jackson over Joe Burrow. And then when you get to the AFC East, it's simple. Josh Allen. Josh Allen. So you could literally run through these divisions and pick the top 8 quarterbacks. And then you could run back through, which we won't do. You could run back through and say, okay, who are the second best quarterbacks in each one of those divisions? And then some of those you may actually move in front of some of the quarterbacks maybe at the 7 and 8 spot. You may move one or two of them in front. But other than that, this was simple to me. I mean, I just don't know if it took all them opinions on this one. I really don't. I don't really know if it took all them opinions. Jeremy Betts said, CJ look like doo-doo. And oh, man, you ain't. Man, let me tell you something. I have seen 2 of the worst playoff games from CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud was on a roll, though. The defense was the only reason why they won some games. Him and Justin Herbert have played some of the most atrocious playoff games I think I've seen in the last 3 seasons. Just absolute turnover machines and wasted some really good defenses. I mean, C.J. Stroud, I'm going to be honest with you. It's unbelievable to me that C.J. Stroud didn't go to the Super Bowl last year. C.J. Stroud was literally on a magic carpet ride. You got a top 5 defense, and you're out there throwing and fumbling to the opposition. C.J. Stroud, man, I'm telling you, it's shameful. Shameful what C.J. Stroud did last year. It's absolutely shameful. Blaine says C.J. Stroud could not play at any place that's not indoors. He has so many turnovers in that playoff game, it was ridiculous. It's one of the worst playoff runs I've seen by a quarterback. I'm telling you right now, Blaine, the Houston Texans would be foolish if they extended him. They would be absolutely foolish. I'm letting him play on whatever this thing he's about to play on. What is it? 5th-year option, whatever it is. Man, he playing on a 5th-year option. There's no way I'm extending C.J. Stroud. Not right now. Got to see more. But again, I'm kind of with you, Miss Matrix, and some of y'all. I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of like a grain of salt on this particular list. Kind of like a grain of salt. Caitlin, you said my top 10. I think I kind of gave it in a sense. I'm kind of struggling. But if I just went back down to the division again, Josh Allen got to be in the top 10. Lamar Jackson got to be in the top 10. Patrick Mahomes got to be in the top 10. Dak Prescott got to be in the top 10. I would say Jared Goff got to be in the top 10. Matthew Stafford's got to be in the top 10. Sam Darnold has got to be in the top 10. So that's 7 quarterbacks right there. So then if I go backwards with Sam Darnold, you might could ink Baker Mayfield in that top 10. You could maybe ink, there was another one in here. You might could put Joe Burrow on the very back end of the top end. Of the top 10. You could probably put him in on the very back end. And I'd probably have to fit one more quarterback in there that I didn't say. Let me see here. And I think I did say I would put Justin Herbert on the back end. So that would probably be my top 10. I'd have to put Justin Herbert somewhere around 10 or 11. But again, if you're not paying attention, this list shows us why quarterback in this league is such a hot commodity and why they pay these quarterbacks so much money. It's hard to find a real good one. It is. It's hard to find a real good one. And this league churns through quarterbacks, if y'all hadn't noticed it. This league churns through quarterbacks. For every time there's going to be, all these top quarterback picks, it's amazing to me how some of them never make it. I think sometimes people forget Dak Prescott was a 4th-round pick. I think people forget that sometimes. It's hard to find. Even when you're drafted in the 1st round, don't mean you're going to have a good quarterback. Quarterback, it's a hard position to fill, man. It is.
Yes! Here we go!
All right, so let's go to another list. There's another list that I want to talk a little bit more about. Because I think this list may be a little bit more important to Dallas Cowboy fans than the previous list. Really, Captain Obvious. Dak Prescott is in the top 5 of quarterbacks. Okay, thank you. We already knew that. You put him at number 6, so we're not really impressed. But I do believe we could actually be impressed by the next list that I'm about to show us. I think we may be impressed by the next list. And they also, while we were away over the weekend, they also picked the best offensive or the best interior offensive lineman. And I think this list is very significant. Very significant. And probably a lot more believable than the last list. And I'm not saying this just because of who number 1 is. This is my first time looking at the list. I wanted to react to it when I saw it with you guys. But in case y'all have not seen it, because we know that the interior offensive lineman, that's not a sexy position. We know that's not a sexy position. Everybody always looking at the left tackle more than the right tackle, and people aren't even looking at guards and centers as much. But when you really start paying attention, I think this is the strength of the Dallas Cowboys line. The strength of the Dallas Cowboys offensive line is their interior offensive line. I deemed them last year, I deemed them as the triangle or the diamond. The diamond is when you include Dak Prescott. The triangle is Cooper Beebe, Ty Smith, Ty Booker. That's the triangle. Dak Prescott, that's the diamond. The interior offensive line for the Dallas Cowboys is incredible. The interior offensive line for the Dallas Cowboys is incredible. Let me read what they said here. It says, this is a position group without consensus at the top. 7 guards or centers earned at least 1 first-place vote. Most of last year's top options were factors in the voting yet again. The Chiefs, despite a down 2025 season, still have the league's premier interior tandem. Yeah, but watch this. And this is fact. But the Cowboys appear on their way towards competing in that area. I believe in another year, I believe in another year, we're going to be having a conversation similar to the conversation we started having about the early 90s Cowboys. The early 90s Cowboys, it is one of the best offensive lines in history. Now, I don't think we're going to be having that conversation. But I do think we're going to be having a conversation in a year that we may have one of the best offensive lines in football. If we can get Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele, up to snuff, we're looking at I'm telling you, top 3 offensive line in the game. If we can get those two players where they need to be, you're talking top 3 offensive line in the game. And once you get a top 3 offensive line in the game, you are on your way to the dance. I promise you. You're on your way to the dance. Man, those trenches matter. And without further ado, after reading that, look who they have at number 1. There is no doubt in my mind. Tyler Smith, pound for pound, may absolutely be the best guard in the NFL. Oh, wait. This man Smith is off the chain, man. He's only 25 years old. The Cowboys have already extended him. He is going to be a Cowboy for a long time. It says Smith is the league's highest paid guard, and for good reason. The 2022 first-round pick has worked his way from offensive tackle prospect to elite guard with 3 consecutive Pro Bowls. His win rates of 72.1% in the running game and 95.2% in the passing game are quality but not elite numbers. But to watch him is to value him. In a very close race with several others, Smith wins on raw ability. Yeah, man. It says rare combination of size, athleticism, strength, and finish, and AFC execs said he's like prime Jason Peters playing guard. One knock on Smith, he could stand to play under more control and more technically sound. But his switch from tackle to guard is a factor there. He has more flash plays than anybody, an AFC exec said. Yeah, man. I'm telling y'all right now, Tyler Smith, what really makes him the best guard in the game is because Ty Smith right now could be one of the top 8 left tackles in the game. Right now. This man right now could be one of the top 8 left tackles in the game. Pro Bowl level player at left tackle. This dude is a monster, man. Absolute monster. He gives you so many options. Number 2 is Quentin Nelson from the Indianapolis Colts. Number 3 is Creed Humphrey, center from the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 4 is Quinn Manners, guard Denver Broncos. Number 5 is Joe Thuanay, guard Chicago Bears. Chris Lindstrom, guard Atlanta Falcons. Trey Smith, guard Kansas City Chiefs. Number 8, Tyler Linderbaum, center, Las Vegas Raiders. Number 9 is Peter Skoronski, guard Tennessee Titans. Number 10 is Aaron Brewer, center Miami Dolphins. So I am not surprised that Ty Smith is at the top of that list. And y'all get ready, because I knew this was coming. Watch what I tell you. In a year, we're going to be having a conversation that the Dallas Cowboys offensive line is one of the top 3 offensive lines in the game. Tyler Booker, I understand. It was his first season. Strong and athletic with physicality. Struggles a bit with guys that are good lateral movers. Don't you worry. Tyler Booker, You're going to make this list. And the guy who should be on this list that they don't have on this list, Cooper Beebe, is quietly one of the best centers in the game. I bet you if they would have did top 10, I wouldn't be surprised if Ty Booker would have been with the guards top 10. And if they would have did top 10 centers, I wouldn't be shocked if Cooper Beebe would have been in the top 10 centers. Cooper Beebe is so good at his job, nobody ever talks about it. He's that good. We're going to look back in a year and we're going to say that Cooper Beebe was one of the greatest steals ever in the third round. Still, Cooper Beebe is a beast. Absolute beast. Freddie Morales said, just saw the ending of the highlight film. The Cowboys win over Denver in the Super Bowl. Man, I'm telling that scene of Landry being carried off the field never gets old. Yeah, man, never does. Landry was one of them. But again, I'm telling us we're going to be having a conversation next year at this same time. We got one of the best offensive lines in the game. Yeah, Jesse Gardner, I'm with you on that. It's not boring to me, but it's boring to everybody else because they love the drama. And there's no drama from Dallas. Frank Lawrence said, gee, man, let's get shot at the benefit of the doubt. He coaching them up, keeping Gardner still for a reason we don't understand. Hey, he ain't got no choice. Yeah, got no choice. But we're going to see. Hey, Frank, hey, they get Guyton still up to, it's over. Cowboys going to be hard to stop, man. They are going to be a wrecking machine if they get those two tackles ready to go. Yeah, Gregory Hicks, both of them make that list. Book it. Yeah. And I guarantee you next year, Smith and Booker will make that list. And I won't be surprised if they mention Cooper Beebe, who is quietly one of the best centers in the game that nobody talks enough about. Cooper Beebe is a lunch pail and thermos player. He's a lunch pail and thermos player. That's what Cooper Beebe is. He just gets his thermos, gets his lunch pail, goes to work, man. Go to work. Goes to work. All right, let's get to our third one for the day.
Yes! Here we go!
Braian Baldinger. Braian Baldinger makes a statement on X this weekend that many of you who have been here on Let's Talk Cowboys have ad nauseum heard me say over and over and over. How many times have y'all heard me say, why not us? How many times have y'all heard me say that I believe that this is a moniker that is spreading throughout the Cowboys organization? Why not us? Because the first time we kind of saw Stephen Jones talking at those owners' meetings, Stephen Jones was talking about nobody expected the Seattle Seahawks to be in the Super Bowl. Nobody expected the Patriots to be in the Super Bowl. And what did I tell y'all? There seems to be a moniker throughout the Cowboys organization of why not us? And I don't know. I'm not telling y'all that Braian Baldinger heard me say that. I'm telling you I said that before Braian Baldinger, though. And I said that before other people who I've seen starting to kind of chime into that kind of language. But if y'all been here, I've been saying this for 3 months. Why not us? And I've seen where people were pushing back against that. Why not us? But then Braian Baldinger says it, and all of a sudden, guess what? Braian Baldinger says it, and now it seems to be everybody's excited. Yeah, okay. I get it. Of course, Braian Baldinger has more credibility than me. Don't mean that I didn't say it before I heard Braian Baldinger say it. been saying this. You can tell the way the Cowboys are talking. There are only 8 coaches to win the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. McDaniel from the Seahawks is either number 7 or 8. I think there's only 7 or 8 coaches that have won a Super Bowl in their second season. Brian Schottenheimer has the opportunity to either be number 7 or 8. I don't think people realize that it's a monumental feat. But when you look at the teams who typically do it, they come in as a coach and they have a team that's pretty much got the foundation, and it just needs a few tweaks and some screws and some bolts twisted and a little bit of a culture change, and then it's on and popping if the culture was not already there. And Mike McDaniel, for all intents and purposes, he took over a Seattle Seahawks team from one Pete Carroll. Now, Pete Carroll's not a terrible coach. So he had already did some pretty good coaching over there. Mike McDaniel, I think it was McDaniel, whatever his name is, he comes in there and he just really just bolts it down, tightens it up, makes a couple of trades, gets defensive coordinator, gets a couple of more players, and before you know it, he's in the Super Bowl and wins it the second season. Schottenheimer can do the same thing. He's got an opportunity. Schotty's got an opportunity. Because I've been saying this. I don't think this team is done yet. But just what they've already put together, it's way better than anything they had last year. And I would dare even say the year before. This may be one of the best teams. And I'm not just talking about talent. I'm talking about owner, front office attitude, coaching, players. This may absolutely be one of the best teams that we've seen in a long time. This is why I know why so many of us are excited about getting this on the field. I know why we're excited. Because some of us, and I'm going to say this, some of us continue to live in the past, though. Some of us, it seems, don't want the Cowboys to be better. It's like we want to be right about Jerry is terrible. It's like we want to be right about that. Rather than just at least saying, no, Jerry's actually doing a lot of things right for a change. Some people don't even want to acknowledge that. Some people keep saying, I want to see it on the field. No, I do want to see it on the field. But I'm still more impressed at this point in time with everything they're doing off the field, because those are the things that help you get to where you need to be on the field. And so, Braian Baldinger, see if there's any music in this. Braian Baldinger.
At the screen, rolling some highlights of Dak to George Pickens from a year ago. You watch his highlights, you like.
All right, Braian Baldinger's got some music in here, so I'm going to just play my own music. But Braian Baldinger is talking about the Dallas Cowboys. And he's talking about this mantra, looking back at the Dallas Cowboys from last year. And he's basically saying these Cowboys, man, they're looking good. This is what he's saying. And again, to prove the point, they're already proving it on the field, and that's the part people are missing. They actually proved half of it on the field last year. They proved half of it on the field. Now, what we're waiting on is the other half. And so I just keep trying to help us to change our language. We keep saying we gotta see it. But what I'm trying to correct us on is we're seeing it. We just haven't seen the full culmination of it, but we're seeing it. George Pickens was a part of that change. George Pickens was a part of that. George Pickens is one of the best trades, dare I say, the Cowboys have made in the last 5 to 10 years. This George Pickens trade was incredible. This George Pickens trade put this Cowboys offense on absolute steroids. And now with the attitude he has this year, and he's going to play on the franchise tag, at least that's what we think, and we hope he actually does it, hoping that he gets a deal. George Pickens is a huge part. Mark my words. George Pickens is a huge part of this team accomplishing its Super Bowl goal. And so for every time we say we got to see it, maybe we need to change our language a little bit. No. We need to see the rest of it. You're already seeing it on the offense. What messed this team up last year was the defense. Okay, they made the correction. They course corrected. Now, let's see the rest of it. That's what we need to see. The rest of it. What does the rest of it look like? We have a Super Bowl caliber offense. Super Bowl caliber. When you go back and you look at the offenses that have went to the Super Bowl over the last 5 to 10 years, pound for pound, I will put this Dallas Cowboys offense up against some of them. I absolutely will. What we are waiting to see now is, what does the rest of it look like? What does the defense look like it? What does the defense look like? And so, again, that's the big thing. What would the defense look like? And at this point, we can prognosticate, and there's nothing wrong with prognosticating about what it's going to look like. I think there is one thing we could all say with full assurance, with no argument. The only way this defense can go is up. Can it get worse than last year? I don't think this defense can get worse than last year. You got a better coach, better coaching staff on the defense. And this is the part that people are still not acknowledging. The Cowboys got better players. This defense has better players. Bar none, these players are better. Matt Eberflus wish Jerry would have got him this cast of players. Got better players. Better players. Better coach. Better chemistry. All we're waiting on is to see the rest of it on the field. See, people don't realize it, but this whole Cowboys road to the Super Bowl that I'm going to create and we're going to be looking at over the next few months, and matter of fact, I'm going to take it all the way into next year. When you talk about a road to the Super Bowl, people don't understand. You don't begin the road to the Super Bowl the year you win the Super Bowl. The road to the Super Bowl is actually the moment you make the big change. That's when the road begins. The road to the Super Bowl for the Dallas Cowboys began when they let go of Mike McCarthy and they hired Brian Schottenheimer. That's the road to the Super Bowl. And when you look at the road to the Super Bowl, you have to then look at every move that was made until you get to that point. So we're still on the road right now. But one thing we know for sure, there's a few boxes we can check. Is Brian Schottenheimer the right head coach? Check. Is Dak Prescott the right quarterback? Check. Do we have the right offense? Do we have a lot of weapons? Check, 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 check. Question mark. Left tackle. Question mark. Right tackle. But offensively, even with, follow this, even with shaky tackle play, we were still a top 3 offense and with no second option at running back. So now you add in Jaden Blue. Now you add in Phil Maffa. Now you add in Michael Trigg. Now you bring in third-year Tyler Guyton. Now you bring in Terrence Steele, a full year removed from a cataclysmic knee injury. You should see an even more improved Dallas Cowboys offense. And Brian Schottenheimer has already talked about how he's going to open it up. So, what do we need to see on the next part? What are we waiting on? The next part. Is Christian Parker, and I don't even say this is first season Christian Parker. And Christian Parker has a lot of pressure on him. And I know he's trying his best to take that pressure off his shoulders. But Christian Parker has a lot of pressure on his shoulders, no matter how he slices it. Simply because of this. If his defense can be average, that's still going to be a monumental feat. First year head coach. We need you to take a defense that was statistically last in so many categories. Christian Parker, we need you to bring that defense to just average. That's what we need. Can you do that? That in itself is going to be a monumental feat. Now, I think Christian Parker can do it. He just seems to have the right kind of discipline. And I think they put the culture in place to where Christian Parker can thrive in this particular culture. That the players, they seem to be hungry. They want to win. And this is going to lead us into, we're going to go into our most improved room, and then we're going to move into our sack summit. But when you look at what this team has been doing, I can't remember a season where I've seen so many players at the Dak Summit, so many players at the Offensive Line Summit, so many players at the Sack Summit. I mean, you're just watching players. They're all putting the finishing touches. It's like every player that we are watching for the Dallas Cowboys, they are doing everything they can do to get better. Every single position group, it's like everybody is finding some kind of way to tweak their talent. I see no way that this isn't better than what they had last year. Last year, they went and had a bunch of second and third chance players. Not this year. I'm not going to take credit for this. Tom Pelissero made a great point. When you look at the players the Cowboys have went and got this year, they're all players from winning teams. Let that sink in. We didn't go do what the Cowboys normally do and get all of these, all these old second and third chance players and all of this. Nah, man. The Cowboys went and got players from winning organizations. Players who can come to the Cowboys and make an impact now. They went and got some good to great players. They made great trades. They not only made great trades, the draft was incredible. The Cowboys had one of the top 10 drafts in the league, and they went all defense. There is no way this defense is not. I refuse to believe there is a way that this defense is not better. I refuse it. This defense, I believe, is going to be way better than a lot of people believe. And when you look at the two games the Cowboys are opening up with, do not be surprised. Let me show you a couple of things here. Do not be surprised, and I know a lot of people are going to be excited, But I'm telling y'all right now, when you look at this Dallas Cowboys schedule, JTX made, are you ready for this? I'm going to read your comment, and then I'm going to show you what I'm saying. And then, yeah, I'm going to show you what I'm saying. Let me see here. Jeremy Betts, he said, hold on, let me go back. There was another one I wanted to read here. JTX, he said, with all due respect, G, this defense will be better than average. I'm not going to argue with him. I just think Christian Parker is a better coach based on what I've seen so far. I think he's a better coach. I think the players love him. They bought into the system. I think he's got better personnel than Matt Eberflus could have ever dreamed of. He's got a better coaching staff. I think he's going to be better than average too. But I'm about to prove your point, JTX made. Watch this. JTX made said Parker has pretty much 95% of the guys he wanted for his defense. I think they'll fit. And JTX made, I think the Cowboys are still going to give him a couple of more. I think they're going to give him a couple of more. I do. I think they're going to give him a couple of more. Again, Quinn, he says, one of the best coaches we had in a while. Quinn, Schottenheimer said his goal was to have the best culture in football. I'm sorry, but I think he's pretty much there. This Dallas Cowboys culture is next level. It's next level. It's got to be one of the top 7 cultures in the league. Let me tell you what the Cowboys have done that I believe that is so powerful. The Dallas Cowboys have built a championship culture the right way. They built it the same way Landry built it. They built it the same way Jimmy built it. The best team and the best culture, you gotta start from the top down. They got Jimmy and Steven on the same page. They got the front office on the same page. They got the coaching staff on the right page. They got the locker room on the same page. They built this great culture, this family, got each other's back and all of these things. They built the perfect foundation for a championship. And now we're watching the players, and they're out here putting in the work. Even on their off time, the Dallas Cowboys are putting in the work to be better, and that is impressive. It's impressive. Jesse Gardner, I want to get to Oxnard, California first, because Oxnard, California against the Rams is going to tell me a whole lot of things. Because last year it told us a whole lot of things, Jesse Gardner. Shoot, that doggone Rams scrimmage, boy, we was all excited, and we was watching the Cowboys get ran through like Swiss cheese, man. Like Swiss cheese. Marcus Moncherio, happy birthday, my brother. Happy birthday. All right, JTX made. Let me prove a point. Let me prove a point you made. Miss Matrix. Let me answer this. Okay, Miss Matrix, let me come back to this question right here. Let me come back to this question. So first, let me prove a point of JTX made said the Cowboys defense is going to be better. Now, statistically, we may start out as one of the top 10 defenses in the league. Now, before people start gasping and throwing up, let me point out why. I believe we're going to start out somewhere around top 15. And the reason why I say we're going to probably start out top 15 is look at the 2 teams we're starting with. I don't believe the Cowboys and the Giants are going to have a 40-point shootout this coming year. Book it. They're not having a 40-point shootout. They're not going to have a 40-point shootout. At this point, we're not even sure if the Giants are going to even be fully healthy by the time they play the first game. Praying that we don't have any kind of training camp stuff. If all things stay the same, we stay healthy. But the Giants are already just severely injured. We're not even probably going to get a good gauge of how good the Cowboys defense is because the Giants may just be that bad when we play them. I will not be surprised if we just really put a whooping on the Giants and really hold them down to hardly nothing. The next game is at home against the Commanders. I don't think they're going to run all over the Cowboys. I really don't. There's a lot of question marks about the Commanders. So going into game 3, this will be the first real test for the Cowboys defense. Going into week 3, you're facing Lamar Jackson in Rio de Janeiro and Derrick Henry. I said Derrick Henry, not Derrick Henry. Yeah, we'll be facing Derrick Henry. You want to talk about a run defense that's going to be put to the test? It's going to be that game right there. It's that game right there. Yeah. That game right there, your run defense is going to be stretched to its limits. I'm going to give you another surprise. The Cowboys versus the Texans. Stroud has been awful. Do we realize that Stroud has been awful? CJ Stroud has been awful. When you look at the Cowboys' first 4 games, y'all remember y'all heard this first. Y'all heard this from me first. Remember what I'm telling you. When you look at these 3 offenses in the first 4 games, we're not playing good offenses. We're really not. We're not playing good offenses. What the heck is Jackson Dart? We don't know what Jackson Dart even, and without Malik Neighbors, Odell Beckham Jr. in there, come on. We don't know what this team. I think the Giants are about 2 years from even talking about being competitive. And the Giants have had a lot of injuries on defense. Yeah. They've had a lot of injuries on defense. Man, Odell Beckham Country Field, Odell Beckham Jr. don't even have ligaments. He's a ticking time bomb. I hope he stays healthy, but he's a ticking time bomb. Anybody been listening to Odell Beckham Jr.? Odell Beckham Jr. is still playing because he broke. Odell Beckham Jr., he ain't the same Odell Beckham Jr. Commanders, a lot of question marks there. The Ravens, they're going to stretch the Cowboys' run defense. The Titans, the Houston Texans, CJ Stroud's been awful. Baker Mayfield coming to Dallas, we're going to see. But when you really look at these offenses that we're playing, I think this defense will hold their own against those offenses. I think they'll hold their own. Absolutely. And by the time we see the Eagles, Christian Parker knows everything about the Eagles. Dak Prescott ripped them up himself with, Matt Eberflus was the defense coordinator. But when you think about it, we beat the Eagles, should have beat them twice with Matt Eberflus defense. All I'm telling us is, do not be surprised when you keep looking at the offenses the Cowboys are facing. Cardinals, it's another team. They're going to stretch the Cowboys' run defense. We're going to see what they're all about when they see the Cardinals. They got Jeremiah Love over there. We're going to see what they're about. But when you look at these teams like Colts, another running team, 49ers, another running team. But when you get to the Titans, dude, all I'm telling you is, do not be surprised if the Cowboys defense is hovering around 18 to 20. And especially in the first 4 games. Don't even be surprised if the Cowboys defense is top 15. When you're looking at these offenses, really, the only one in there that probably scares anybody are the Ravens. But these other 3 teams, no. I'm telling y'all right now, this defense statistically will be ranked better than a lot of people expect early on. Statistically, it will be ranked better just based on those teams that we're playing. Just based on those teams that we're playing. And when you keep looking at this in the grand scheme of things, how many big-time offenses are you really facing? How many? How many big-time offenses? I'll be honest with you. I don't think the Seahawks are a big-time offense. I think they're a big-time team. I don't think they're a big-time offense. We'll see what they look like this year. The Rams, big-time offense. Jaguars, who knows? Flip a coin, could be. But in the grand scheme of things, how many big-time offenses are the Cowboys really playing? Kyle Shanahan, who knows what McCaffrey will be? He can't stay healthy. Their wide receiver core, who knows what they're going to be? I'm just telling us, when you look at the offenses that we're playing, we're not really playing big-time offenses. What we're going to be playing are more big-time defenses than offenses. And that's where our offense, Brian's going to have to really turn it up. We're playing a couple of big-time defenses this year. The Giants, pretty good. We'll see. Commanders, nah. Ravens, we'll see. Titans, Super Bowl level defense. Super Bowl level. Buccaneers, really good defense. Packers, defense not going to be as good. Eagles, again, we got to see. But I'm not worried about them because I think Christian Parker becomes the neutralizer. Cardinals, I think they're going to take a severe step back. Brand new head coach. Colts, we'll see. 49ers, coming off some injuries, we're going to see. Titans, not worried. Eagles again. Seahawks defense, Super Bowl level. Rams defense, Super Bowl level. Jaguars, we're going to see. They had a very good season last year. We'll see if they repeat. But in the grand scheme of things, I've already told y'all about this schedule. Man, when you look at this schedule again, this schedule don't look as scary as people said it was. In this Cowboys defense, statistically, you watch what I tell you, they're going to be statistically ranked a lot better early on than a lot of people believe. You watch what I tell you. Now, you go back and answer my sister, Miss Matrix. Let me put a question up on the screen. Let me see if I can go backwards here and find it. Okay. So Miss Matrix asked a question. She says she's genuinely asking how the culture is so much different or better now. Now, you said, are we not still the number one penalized team in the league? No, we're not, because we hadn't played the season yet. We were the number one penalized team last year. We're not the number one penalized team this year. This team, we're going to see, those are going to be some of the cues we're going to be looking for, Miss Matrix, of have they evolved mentally? But how is the culture different? One, we can tell the culture is different. The way the Joneses are carrying themselves this year. The culture is not just the coaches. The culture is also the GM/owner and the front office. How are the GM and the front office different? Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones. We are all the way up until July, and we've narrowly heard a word out of them unless there is some kind of NFL function going on. Outside of an NFL function, we've heard nothing from Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. That right there, that's culture. Number two, how do we know the culture has changed? The draft. This has to be the best draft the Cowboys have had in a decade. I cannot remember a draft where the Dallas Cowboys got so many players that potentially are absolute game changers. The draft is a sheer sign that the culture has changed. The draft is a part of the culture. It's not just the draft. It's the type of players that they drafted. When we think about this Dallas Cowboys roster, the Dallas Cowboys, they not only had a great draft, but they had the kind of draft that Shoddy wants. They had a high character draft. They had a draft of high character players that they have the potential to be big time players. Big time players. See, the culture, we got to realize the culture isn't just on the field. The culture is the front office, the ownership, the locker room, the draft. The culture is all those things. Because if you don't get those parts right, if you don't get the ownership, the front office, if you don't get the coaching staff right, if you don't get the draft right, well, the field isn't going to matter because it's going to be a disaster. The Cowboys have done it right culturally. They have done the part that makes it translate onto the field. And the part, and we may not be understanding this, what I'm saying now, but we're going to understand it later. The reason why this team has been constant failures is because they never had it right in the locker room. Even during the Mike McCarthy 3-12 win seasons, that team was a mental wreck in the locker room. It was a mental wreck in the front office. It was terrible. And that's why even during the Mike McCarthy years of 12 wins, why did we never win 13? Anybody ever asked the question, why did we never win 13? Why was the magic number always 12? Why couldn't we win 13 games in one of those 3 seasons? I can tell you why. Because we couldn't win when it really mattered. We could not win when it really mattered. The culture wasn't good enough. The mentality wasn't good enough. Even in those years, we were all about Dak Prescott. We go as far as Dak Prescott takes us. You're not hearing that kind of nonsense this year. That's a culture change. We're not hearing that kind of nonsense. That was pure nonsense. We were never winning like that. We were never winning like that. And I was saying it even when I started this channel. It was dumbfounding to me that an owner would put that kind of pressure on the quarterback. Yeah, we want to go as far as the quarterback takes us. I don't remember Bill Belichick saying stuff like that. I don't remember Andy Reid saying stuff like that. I don't remember Howie Roseman. I don't remember those owners and GMs saying stuff like, yeah, we only go as far as Jalen Hurts take us. I never heard them saying stuff like that. But we were saying that nonsense over here in Dallas. Culture change. Culture change. This culture has changed. The players alone tell you the culture has changed. Last year, we were all these reject ex-first round players, all this second chance players. We were all this old crazy nonsense, hoping that these ex-first round players were going to be first round players again. Look at what we got this year. And I'm going to show you the biggest evidence of a culture change, Miss Matrix. George Pickens. George Pickens. Because of the culture that Brian Schottenheimer has put in place, George Pickens playing on a franchise tag, absolutely no drama. In years past, this would have been an issue. Why not this year? Culture. We got the proof. I'm just telling us. We have the proof. I guess the proof that we're wanting is a Super Bowl. It don't work like that. The road to the Super Bowl is exactly what I'm telling you it is. It's a road. It's a road. You have to build it piece by piece. It's a road. We're building it. I'm not sure we're there yet, but I think we have enough that if some things go right, I believe the Cowboys will be competing for that Super Bowl this year. I know they're going to be competing for it, but I'm saying they may truly be competing for it, as in the Cowboys are going to win some games. Some people are not going to. They're going to win some games. Some people are not going to. They're going to win some games. Some people didn't expect them to win. You watch what I tell you. And if they get to the playoffs, again, when you look at the playoff, we'll look at that in just a moment. This is all preliminary. I know we got to see it on the field, but I'm telling you what I'm seeing off the field. That's the part that I'm impressed with. And that's the stuff that is showing me that we have changed. Michael Postel, he said, yeah, coaching sucks. Always get out coached. Yeah. That's why we couldn't win 13. Nobody was never asking the question, well, why is it always 12-win seasons? Why not 13? We never could win when it mattered. Shotty is trying to build a team that can win when it matters. That's what he's doing. And when you look at these players, I mean, the drafts that we've had since Shotty has been here. Ty Booker, big time pickup for us last year. We're going to see about all the Shavon Revel Jr's and all of those guys. You think about the quality of players that we were able to get this year. Absolutely incredible on the defensive side of the ball. We bought in Kenny, bought in Quinnen. Those were championship moves. Bought in Rashawn Gary, D. Winters. We're talking about very good players. Jalen Thompson, Kobe Durant, got Caleb Downs, got Malachi Lawrence, got Jay Sean Barham. The draft itself shows a culture change. That the Joneses got them the players that they wanted and needed. We're watching the culture change. Now, it's yet to be seen on the penalties, but we're going to see. We're going to see. Those are the things that we're going to see. But the things the Cowboys are doing off the field are going to help them immensely. It's going to help them in their concentration, help them with their confidence, all these different things. I'm telling you now, I believe these players, for the first time in a long time, I believe they believe in this system. I believe they believe in the coaches. They believe in the owner for a change because they're watching what he's doing. Not only are they watching what he's doing, they're watching what he's not doing. And I think that's even more important for this team. They're watching what he's not doing. He's not being that same old Jerry Jones that people thought he was going to be. So we're watching the culture change. The only part we're all waiting on now, all we're waiting on is the field. That's the last piece of the puzzle. We're waiting on the field. But all the other puzzle pieces, they're in place. They're in place. We got a lot of the pieces in place. Now we're just waiting on that final part, the field. The field. So all we're waiting on is the field. I want to show you some more things as we were talking about the Dallas Cowboys and their draft and their personnel.
Yes! Here we go!
I want to show you something that I was looking at. Somebody had posted. And I was wanting to ask y'all about the Cowboys' most improved room. I mean, when we look at the roster that I have up here, our defense is pretty much what it was. But defensively, what do you think is the most improved room? Do you think it's the defensive line, as in the tackles? Do you think it's the linebackers and the edge rushers, cornerbacks? And I don't think nobody gonna say cornerbacks. Or do you think it's the safeties? Which room do y'all say is the most improved room for the Dallas Cowboys? Who do you think is the most improved room? Which position group defensively do y'all feel is the most improved room? Who do you think? What up, Hawk 1970? Kirk Womack. Moose, what up? Who do y'all think? Frank Lawrence. He says safety or linebacker. Caitlin says safety. Rico Jones, safety. Michael Postel, he said it's easy. Safety. Safety, safety, safety. And that's exactly who I think it is, too. I think the most improved room for the Dallas Cowboys, it is absolutely the safety room. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this here. The safety room. Somebody put this together. I can't remember who it is. Dan Rogers. Okay. I want you to think about the Dallas Cowboys safety room. These are the players the Cowboys now have in the safety room. They have none other than, think about this, Caleb Downs, Malik Hooker, Jalen Thompson, and P.J. Locke. This safety room is incredible. Top 5 college prospect. People do not realize how great Malik Hooker was in college. I didn't know either until I had to go back and check the tape and some of the stuff people were saying. Malik Hooker, top 10 college. I'm thinking this may be who? Jalen Thompson, top 50 college prospect. Man, this safety room. Whew. Cowboys safety room, man. This Cowboys safety room is nice. Thompson, Hooker, Locke, Downs. We also got in that room Elijah Clark. A lot of people are high on Elijah Clark. Marquise Bell, we'll see, but he was pretty good for a minute there. But we got a very good safety room. We absolutely do. Now, I can see where some of y'all could be saying linebacker, too. I think people are sleeping on Rashawn Gary. I think D. Winters is great. Demarvion Overshown got to stay healthy. Donovan Ezaraku looks real good on his rehab. James Houston, I think people are sleeping. Shamar James played really well last year for a rookie. Everybody's excited about Jayshon Barham and Malachi Lawrence, which is really more of an edge. Some people really like Maurice Leofow. I don't know. I think he may find himself on the outside, but we're going to see. I can see where people would say linebacker. But that safety room, man. Man, that safety room for the Cowboys. Woo. Safety room, Poobie D. Poobie D, that safety room, man. Shoot, that safety room, man, that thing is looking pretty good. And that's one of them places that we've been hurting for a long time. It's safety. Yeah, Quinn said linebacker and safety. Country said safety and corner. Yeah, we finally got some good safeties. Michael Postel says Darryl Woodson. Yeah, we got some safeties. And I can see where, people would say linebackers too, Mr. Get Dirty. What's up, Mr. Get Dirty? Yeah, we got some now. Freddie Morales said, I don't have or will have a problem with Jerry in the locker room after the games. He's Jerry. That's his locker room. Win or lose. Yeah, he's not like the coach lady. Oh man. Freddie, she next level, bro. Coach on the next level, man. She got the headset on and everything. Sideline headset on. Ooh, man. What's up, Nathan Too Tough? He said, I think George Pickens he said teasing extension tomorrow. He just took it down like 2 hours ago. It was him with a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey number 14. Oh, you said you think George Pickens is teasing an extension? Please let it be. Please let it be, boy. Please let it be. I'm going to see if I can find something on that. So you said George Pickens teased. You think he's teasing an extension? You said George Pickens. Let me see if I can pull something up on that. Hold on a second. Man, that would be awesome. Let me see. Okay, this is what you're talking about? Well, somebody said, is this a trade coming soon? Yeah, this is what he got over here on Instagram. Let's go over here. Yeah, this is what they talking about right here. Anybody seen this? Pickensburg, somebody said George Pickens on Instagram 24 minutes ago. And then they said reunion soon. I wonder. I don't know. Tomorrow is actually the 14th, right? 15th is D-Day. We're going to see. We are going to see. But I tell you this, I'm still hoping for an extension by the 15th. Queen, what is going on? What is going on? Yeah, Michael, I believe so too. It's going to be a fun year if we can stay healthy. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great year. But again, I believe the Cowboys safety room is the most improved room. All right, I want to go over here now and let's talk about this sack summit. Miss Matrix, let me add some more to this. This is the thing that I've also been impressed with. I've been impressed with the Cowboys players being at all of these camps. I mean, they're at all of these camps. And I got some footage from the sack summit. Let me show you, see. I meant to show this when Dak Prescott was up there. Let me see if I got it. But we got these Dallas, we got the Cowboys, and they're at a lot of these summits, and they're working out and all of these different things. I mean, we've been watching film. We saw Dak Prescott over here. I don't know if y'all saw this. I'm sure some of y'all saw it. Dak Prescott. And man, the thing that I'm really impressed with Dak Prescott is just how Dak Prescott is taking care of his body now. I mean, you could tell, man, Dak Prescott is yoked up. I mean, I'm not telling you he's 255 pounds, but man, Dak is in great shape. Great shape. Which is something that you really have to do the older you get. You got to really start honing in on your diet and how you're working out. Yeah, Dak Muse posted this. I thought it was the new workout. Somebody said it's old. Okay, I thought it was the new workout. Dak Muse posted it. I thought it was from the Utah workout. But nevertheless, Dak Prescott is over here doing his thing. But I'm saying that to say, we already know Dak Prescott had 100% participation, I guess, as far as the skill positions went. We know, we showed the other day that they're working out over there at the offensive line summit. We're just watching all of these players get tweaked. And now we're watching, I'm going to show you now them working out over there at the SAC Summit. Hawk, he says, everything he's saying is cool, but got to prove it on the field. We don't know until we see it on the field. Now, I get everything. I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying, 1970 Chevy, but this is, and I don't want to say it's backward thinking, but for lack of a better term, let me say it like this. No, we first need to see what we're seeing, because that's actually been the part we've been missing. Because in actuality, we've seen some things on the field that when the back end wasn't right, that's why we failed on the field. See, them 12-win seasons are the prime example. Those 12-win seasons were Dak Prescott wheeling this team. That was Dak Prescott dragging this team. That was Dak Prescott in some of these instances putting this team on his shoulders. But what we're seeing right now is what should be giving us more hope on the field, because we're watching this team get it right on the back end. And the mental part is what's going to translate on the field for a change. So that's why I'm saying, I know we keep saying we got to see it on the field. I'm not worried about seeing it on the field because I know we're going to see it on the field eventually. But I'm seeing the back end part, and that's the part I'm more impressed with. I'm more impressed with the back end part. And so again, you know, we're looking over here at the SAC Summit. And now we're watching the Cowboys over here at the SAC Summit. I got a couple of clips I want to show you on this. This is the Cowboys over here at the SAC Summit. Let me close out some of these tabs so we don't get no kind of... I mean, this internet been tripping over here, man. Let me see what kind of music they got playing over here. All right. I don't know if y'all seen the SAC Summit. Got Maxx Crosby over here. He doing his thing. But we also got Dallas Cowboys over here. They're practicing and working out too. This is the SAC Summit.
You're wasting time. Let's go. You can record it whatever you want. That's just best starter. What are we on, your foot? I'm a tag, baby. Come on. Oh! Dummy! Dummy! Hey! We can do it again. We can do it again.
Let me tell you something, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Boy, Maxx Crosby, boy, hey, man. Boy, that boy Maxx Crosby, boy, shoot. Boy, that boy Maxx Crosby, he out there with no knee brace. JTX May said you can't fault this defensive personnel for the last defensive personnel's performance. Yeah, hey, man. Yeah, I think we're gonna look way better. Yeah, Jabril Quinn, Dak was being Superman in them 12-win seasons. And that's why Jerry kept saying, I guess, we only go as far as Dak take us. That's crazy to say, but that's what he was saying. Jeremy Bett said, this is the foundation to start. It's all about the foundation of the team. Yeah, because that's what Jimmy built first, too. You got to build that foundation. And that's something to me that Mike McCarthy never built. I struggle with Mike McCarthy a lot, man. I really did. I think Mike McCarthy knows X's and O's. But as far as a head coach, man, when you can only ink out one Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers in 20 years, man, I'm struggling with stuff like that. Jeremy Betts, again, he said, yeah, because of the weak foundation they were built on, we finally built them from the ground up. Yeah, that's the key. See, I'm seeing what I need to see. Yeah, I'm seeing what I need to see. I think the talent is enough. We already saw last year, talent gonna get you 8 to 9 wins. But if you can change your mentality, it's gonna be the difference between 9 and 13 wins. And having the mentality to win when it matters. And that's what I want to see. I want to see the Cowboys win more when it matters. So I'm very excited about the Cowboys getting to that, getting to the playoffs. Mr. Get Dirty said, if you don't feel the change in the new culture, something's wrong. Yeah, man. Yeah, Logan, Michael's outdated, bro. Michael said you have to get rid of the locker room problem first, Michael and Diggs. Yeah, that was a big part of it. They just didn't fit. Demetrius Noel said, I don't care what he looks like for me. It's JB or nothing. I'm with you. I'm with you. But hey, he looking pretty good out here. Let's look at some more of this. He looking pretty good out there.
Do it again? We can do whatever the you want. You got the rule. Hey, it's on your foot. We tag hands. Yeah, front foot. What you talking about? Get that weak shit out of here. That weak shit out of here. The fucking thought. I know I did. Give me.
I had jumped my whole back feet.
Bro, when you hesitate, I go, oh, it's done. That's the worst because you're stuck.
My feet was out. I was like, fuck you.
Done.
Hey, yo, we going to double swipe next. Let's bring him in the group.
You said what?
Were we on the hoop?
Yeah. We got some Cowboys out there too. We got some Cowboys out there too at this SAC Summit. So they got it going on out here, man. I know Quentin Williams is out here. And I actually thought that was Quentin Williams. I thought it was the Quentin Williams clip. I got the wrong clip. Excuse me. Yeah, I got the wrong clip. Yeah, hey, they over here running. They over here running with that George Pickens clip now. they over here running on X with that George Pickens clip. Who knows what that? I'm not even gonna try to figure out what that George Pickens clip means at this time. I'm not even gonna try to figure it out. I forgot. It's the day the 13th, so we got 2 more days. So we'll see what transpires with this thing here. Hold on a second. But it looks like this SAC Summit is going pretty well. You know, we got Quentin Williams over there at the SAC Summit. He's over there. We know we got Rashawn Gary over there. But it's going pretty good over there, man. Yep, going pretty good over there. Got a lot, and this is another part of the culture that I'm impressed with. Just so many of these Cowboys at all these camps, and they're just trying their best to just get better, man. It's just exciting to see the Cowboys over there doing that kind of stuff. I mean, you can just tell, man, these guys are hungry. Got Sam Williams. I think this is Sam Williams. Sam Williams is over there too. Look like Sam Williams done let go of the hair. Yep, look like Sam Williams done let go of the hair. Yep, liking what I'm seeing. Yep, Cowboys are just, all of these guys just out here just putting in work. Here's some more work from the summit.
Good game. Nice. Much fun. Swipe.
Yeah, we got some work going on over there, man. Yeah, we got work going over there. Rashawn Gary's over there too. So yeah, the SAC Summit is going pretty good. And I really like we got a lot of the Cowboys over there. But one of the things I want to make sure I showed you was Maxx Crosby. Because I knew the moment that some people saw Maxx Crosby, you were going to start hearing people, there's people, Braian Baldinger made that comment about trading George Pickens for Maxx Crosby. And we got people who would still like to see that. Jeremy Betts said fit is the key, bro. Another linebacker would make that room more versatile and more dynamic because he'll be able to rotate and would spot. And in 3 and 4, you need more linebackers for sure. Yeah, I would rather. I want Jordan Brooks. If it's me, if I'm the Cowboys, I got to circle the block again on Jordan Brooks. I really do. I got to circle the block on Jordan Brooks one more time. Got to talk to Troy Aikman and see what the deal is on that. If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I got to talk to I got to talk one more time to Troy Aikman. But let me show you this real quick. There's a guy making an argument. Let me see who this is. I'm not really sure who this guy is. But it looks like he's making the argument for the Cowboys trading for Jordan Brooks and not Maxx Crosby. And I haven't listened to this, but when I saw the clip, all I could tell you is I agree with it. But let's check this out.
You did a hell of a job specifically working against James Cook's cutback angles. That's something he is just insane at. And you're like the only dude on film throughout the entire season that I saw actually stop that. Can you explain what you were looking at throughout the week going into this game and seeing his cutback tendencies?
100%. This was a game that I was most proud of as far as film study. The first time we played him, I'm watching the tape. I'm like, man, wait, how is he getting loose? Like, what's going on? And you'll just see it week in, week out. One thing about the Bills, they ain't trying to scheme you up. They know what they're good at, and they're gonna do it. And so I knew coming in, they just gonna do what they do. And so this play is a stretch, but it's not a traditional stretch run. Like most teams, they run stretch and they keep it front side. You can see Cooks' shoulders right here. He's not really trying to keep it front side. He's getting square right now because he's really trying to hit that backside A-gap. And so you can go back and watch his whole tape, all these runs stretched throughout the year.
Yeah, this is why you want Jordan Brooks right here. This is why you want Jordan Brooks right here. This is why you want Jordan Brooks right here. Caitlin, you said get both. That ain't happening right there. He ain't getting both of them. Kippy! What up, Kip? Yeah, you ain't getting both of them. It'd be great to get both of them. Yeah, you ain't getting both of them. Lynn said, I believe in this culture change. Went from me to we. I can see the difference. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad we're getting it to the point. The only thing that we will be waiting to see is the field. And I love it. But I'm glad that we can be confident that there's nothing off the field. We got it. Mondosi, he said, G, how you doing? He said, I agree. I think Brooks will solidify defense on run and pass. Nothing against Crosby. We them boys. Yeah, I want Brooks. Yeah, I want Brooks. Postal said he's a true middle linebacker. Kippy said Jordan Brooks will solidify the second level, and level 3 will be easier to manage, especially with Caleb Downs. Yeah, I want Brooks. And you can hear, and I'm sure, what's up, Brandy? I'm sure this is Brooks explaining this.
His shoulders are going to be the exact same. It looks like it's stretched, but it's really not stretched. And you see how they're blocking with the tight end right here, trying to cut that end off and try to get him some daylight right there. So for me, my whole thing was I'm going to cut back when he cut back. I'm going to press the line of scrimmage and try to get that guard to overcommit, and then I'm cutting back as soon as he cut back and try to get there and make the play.
I swear it's like it's designed for them, for that cutback.
It is. It really is. That was the power of watching the tape. It's like, oh, this is actually what they're trying to do. He's not literally just cutting back because he's feeling it. Like, this is where it's designed to go. This is how they're blocking it. They're trying to push everybody to the sideline and him cut it back.
Yeah. Man, this boy Jordan Brooks, man. I would love to have Brooks in for the Dallas Cowboys. And I like Maxx Crosby, but I would just rather have Brooks.
You did a hell of a job specifically working
Mike Fisher, I see over here. He's saying don't overcomplicate it. Cowboys should offer 2 high picks and a conditional for Raiders Maxx Crosby. Nah, not for me. Nah, I'm not for me. Nah, no Maxx Crosby for me. Not that pick. No Maxx Crosby for me. I'd rather the Cowboys go get Jordan Brooks. Keep the picks that you have for right now. Go over there and do something else with those. Go over there and do something else with those next season. I'd rather the Cowboys do that than to be messing around with those picks. But that's kind of where I am on that right there. So yeah, I'm taking Brooks over Maxx Crosby all day, every day, if you ask me. All right, let's look at a couple of another quick hit here. Demarvion Overshown. I forgot to show y'all this the other day. Demarvion Overshown has been working out too. He's been putting in some work. And I'm excited for Overshown, man. It's going to be his first. It's going to be Overshown's, first healthy off season since he came in as a rookie. I'm very excited for Overshown. I want to see what he does this season. Let's go over here. I got this the other day and I forgot about it. But Overshown, man, check out Overshown. Overshown out here running heels. This is Overshown. I like what I'm seeing. Yeah. We got Overshown. He out there doing his thing, man. I'd still like to ask Overshown what he meant when he said he got the best knees in the NFL. I would love to know what he meant by that. But Overshown said he got the best knees in the NFL. I'd love to know what he meant. Michael Postel, you said, can we trust him for a full year? That's going to be the big question mark. I hope we can. I think when he's healthy, he's one of the best in the game. I really do. This is NFL. Oh yeah, let me show you this. I forgot the other day. I had a whole story on this man. ESPN analyst Benjamin Solak predicts linebacker Demarvion Overshown will break out this season for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. He said he is going to break out. Yeah. It says as he gets further away from the injury, he'll hopefully recover the top speed that allowed him to play sideline to sideline and trigger quickly on those behind the line opportunities. Yeah. They are predicting a big year for Demarvion Overshown. They really are. Frank said, man, are the Cowboys taking a pass on signing Terrion Arnold? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think the Cowboys didn't want no part of it. Man, if he's healthy, man, I'm gonna tell you something. If Overshown is healthy, the Cowboys defense is gonna be devastating. Yeah, Postel said he a bad man when he healthy. Michael Lee said, I remember when Jerry said we all in, we look like our players saying we all in as well. Yeah. Yeah, the most be better, do better. Yeah, I'm ready for Michael Trigg. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, this Cowboys breakout, and this is probably a part of the last segment here. Let me see if it's a second part of this. But it says 2026 NFL season, picking breakout candidates for all 32 teams. Let's go to the Dallas Cowboys. Breakout player for the Dallas Cowboys again. Demarvion Overshown. Says this is less of a breakout and more of a re-breakout. Overshown lost his 2023 rookie year to a torn ACL in the preseason. When he returned to action in week 1 of 2024, he was so ridiculously fast on an otherwise slow Cowboys defense that it was impossible not to notice him. Then came a torn ACL, MCL, PCL. Oh yeah, he was off the chain in 2024 before he got hurt. 13 weeks later, which ended his 2024 campaign early and followed him all the way into 2025. Overshown did not look like himself after returning last season in week 11. He had only 1 tackle for loss in 6 games after posting 8 in 13 games during the 2024 season. He cleared 19 miles per hour in top speed 7 separate times in the 2024 season. Per NFL Next Gen stats, he never cleared it in 2025. As he gets further away from the injury, he'll hopefully recover the top speed that allowed him to play sideline to sideline and trigger quickly on those behind the line opportunities. Yeah. Brady said he the new Terminator. Brady said he the new Terminator. Poopa D said he got them knees from Sam's Club. All I'm telling you is my man said he got the best knees in the league now. He said technology is incredible. So I would love to know what he meant by that. But hey, I'm excited for him because I think if he's healthy, I think the Cowboys defense is dominant. I really do. I think the defense is dominant if this man is healthy. Absolutely. Let me see. I think this is... All right. John Machota. Let me see here. John Machota talked about his breakout player for the 2011 season. This will be our last segment for today. Breakout candidate for the season. John Machota says, he doesn't say it's Demarvion Overshown. John Machota believes it's going to be Shavon Revel Jrl. And this is what he wrote. Says here, had it not been for a torn MCL in his final college season, says Revel might have been a first-round pick. Yeah, and the Cowboys wouldn't have had him either. No doubt about it. It says instead he fell to the third round where the Cowboys selected him 76th overall. Says recovery from the knee injury prevented him from appearing in a game last season until week 11. Now fully healed, Revel is in position to compete for a starting cornerback spot. He has the ideal size, 6'2", 200 pounds, strength and athleticism to be a quality outside corner. Cornerback is one of the biggest question marks on the roster. Revel should get a lot of valuable training camp work against CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. It's John Machota talking about that. And we saw, as a matter of fact, we saw the other day, courtesy of Law Nation, Shavon Revel Jr. is moving really good out there. He's moving real good out there. Let's show that. Yeah, he's moving pretty good. Because we know he wasn't moving like this last year. Yeah, he's moving pretty good. Man, we need him to be really good this year. Yeah, we need Shavon Revel Jr. We need Shavon Revel Jr. to be ready to take the spot of one Deron Bland. We really do. We need Shavon Revel Jr. to be ready to go. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't have a question mark on the Cowboys cornerback room as much as I have a question mark. About Deron Bland. I'm very concerned about Deron Bland. I am. Yeah, very concerned about Deron Bland. I've seen no workout or nothing on Deron Bland, Rico Jones. Nothing. Jeremy Betts, he said Revel put in that work too. He's definitely able to push off, plant, change direction, stop and start on that knee. You can you can't even tell which leg was injured without that bulky knee brace locking up his leg. Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be a big deal. Yeah, and Michael Postel, you know what? Man, you talking about Ryan Flournoy? Man, I got something on Ryan Flournoy too. And Ryan Flournoy, I agree with you. Ryan Flournoy may absolutely have a breakout season too. Yeah, I agree with you. Somebody posted some stuff on Ryan Flournoy. Boy, shoot. Man, Ryan Flournoy, if he can build on this, sport Ryan Flournoy. Boy was serious last season. Yeah, but Flournoy was nasty last season. Yeah, that boy Flournoy. How in the world did Dak throw that ball? Man, I could see Flournoy having 700 or 800 yards this year. Yeah, that boy Flournoy, man. Yeah. Yeah, boy, Ryan Flournoy, boy. Yeah, he doing his thing. Yeah, I with you, Postel. Yeah, we got some players, man. Wow, JCT. Colin Cowherd is hating again, bruh. Said he only has one play. I thought he had 2 playoff wins. Wow. Colin Cowherd is back to hating on Dak Prescott again. Yeah, Michael Lee, I think he's up for a better year, man. I really do. Flo has earned that 3rd receiver spot, bro. So I think he's gonna be good. Eric Folks, it's all gonna be about the play calling. We got the weapons. Got a couple of more. For sure. Got a couple of more. Trig, man, I'm telling you. I'm excited about Trig. DC for life. I don't know if he's going to be doing a lot of blocking, man. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if Trig going to be doing a lot of blocking. They'll put Brevin Spanford out there for that. I don't think he's going to be doing a lot of blocking. No, I think they're going to have him out there for one thing and one thing only. They'll probably line him up at tight end and move him into the slot, get him one-on-one with a linebacker. It's over. I don't think there's narrowly a linebacker in this league that's going to be able to hold Michael Trigg. But I'm excited, man. Again, with these Dallas Cowboys, I continue to like what I'm seeing on the back end. I continue to like what I'm seeing on the back end of the Dallas Cowboys. The only thing we're waiting on is the field. That's it. I love it. We got about, what's this now? We got about 15 days before we see the Dallas Cowboys on the field. But I tell you this, I cannot help but be excited. Hard work pays. And I believe we are about to watch all of this culminate. Yeah, I'm watching over here on X. People are running with the George Pickens post in the Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. People are running with it. I'll be honest with you, I'm not even going to try at this point in time. I'm not even about to try to make heads or tails. I'm not even going to try to make heads or tails of this situation. I'll wait until more develops if it develops. But I can see now people are starting to run with the George Pickens Instagram thing. They're starting to run with it. Miss Matrix, he was just praising Dak Prescott. Hey, Miss Matrix, I can tell you what happened. I can tell you exactly what happened. Dak Prescott got the number 6 spot, and If Man got the number 7 spot. I can tell you exactly what happened. If Man got the number 7 spot. Everybody knows Colin Cowherd absolutely loves Justin Herbert. There's the problem. Justin Herbert is behind Dak Prescott and Colin Cowherd in his feelings. Guarantee you. I guarantee you. Terry Tatum. Oh, yeah, on X. I'm about to start putting my handle on here. My handle on X is Cowboys Let's Talk. Yeah, my handle on X is Cowboys Let's Talk. I'm about to start putting that on here. Let's Talk Cowboys was taken, so. But there it is. I guarantee you, Colin Cowherd is mad because If Man is number 7 and Dak Prescott is number 6. If Dak Prescott would have been number 7 and If Man would have been number 6 or higher, Colin Cowherd wouldn't say a word. That man loves Justin Herbert. He'll be singing Justin Herbert's praises on the next coach. I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. Harbaugh better win. That's all I'm saying. He better win. He better win. That's all I can tell us. Because if he don't win, but again, man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me today. Tomorrow's the 14th. I got a feeling as we get to the 15th, we're going to see what happens with this George Pickens thing. Because I tell you this, I don't know about y'all, but I'm hoping that George Pickens, I'm hoping we get an extension either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm not going to hold my breath, but I still got hope. All right, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Until the next time, DC4L, God bless. Let's talk Cowboys and we talk facts. Peace.